Welcome back to Moving to Hampton Roads. Today's video, I'm going to tour you through the neighborhood of the Riverfront in northern Suffolk. This is an absolutely gorgeous neighborhood, golf course community on the water, absolutely stunning. You can find anything here from a one-bedroom condo all the way up to a 10,000 square foot riverfront mansion. So you're going to love this video. Stick around, and we'll get right to it. My name's David Tortellini, and I help people just like you buy and sell property throughout all of southeastern Virginia. This is your first time on the channel, hit that subscribe button, and then when you're ready, give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email. My team and I are here, and we would absolutely love to help you out with your move. Now, as I said, we are here in the Riverfront, which is part of the greater Harborview area of northern Suffolk. So this is an absolutely gorgeous neighborhood. Public golf course on the Nansemond River, and you're going to really run the gamut of small one bed, one bath condos all the way up to, as I mentioned, these big mansions on the water and really everything in between. So we'll duck in and out of neighborhoods. We're going to be almost entirely in the car for this tour because I really do want to kind of show you everything so you can get a really good feel of the whole neighborhood. Maybe in future videos we'll dig down really deep into individual sections, but for now just want to really show you the entire community. You can really see how beautiful it is. Just very, very well maintained, public amenities, pools, ponds, lots of fun stuff to do here in the Riverfront. So why don't we hop on in the car and I'll drive around and share with you a little bit more about it. Okay, well, before we get going in the car, I did just want to show you on a map real quick where the Riverfront is so you can get a better understanding of where it'd be in relation to where you might be working and some of the other things in the area. So really right here, we have Suffolk. So this is all Suffolk down through here. And the Riverfront is in this northern corner up here by the Monitor Merrimack Bridge right off of 664. And this is going to be the Riverfront. So it's all going to be this neighborhood here. So we'll zoom in again in a second, but this does mean that you're going to have really fast access up to things like Newport News Shipyard or up to Langley Air Force Base. So it's going to be really easy to get to the peninsula. This bridge tunnel is far less trafficy than this one, the HRBT. So this one is being expanded, but for now, this one, a lot less traffic. It does make it really easy to get into a big, beautiful neighborhood like this and then get up to the peninsula. But at the same time, you can also get over to Norfolk and even all the way out to Virginia Beach. So if you're at Norfolk Naval, Oceana, anything like that, you can really get there very easily. And because of its location, depending on what traffic looks like that day, there are a few different ways that you can kind of go to get around the area. So while this neighborhood might be a little out of the way relative to living in Virginia Beach or living in Norfolk, it's such a nice neighborhood and so beautiful that this might be a really good fit for you if you don't mind a little bit of a commute. So really great area. We'll zoom in real quick. I'll show you exactly what we're going to be looking at. So as I mentioned, when we start our driving tour, we'll do a little bit on Harborview. I'll show you a couple things there because there's a lot of shopping and some restaurants and stuff there too. But it's really going to be this area right here. This is all the Riverfront. So we're going to start here and work our way back until we get to these big, beautiful mansions here. So yeah, there's currently a $3 million home on the market. So if you stick around to the end, this is where we're going to finish along these beautiful waterfront properties. So definitely stick around to the end if you want to check those out because they're gorgeous. Some of them are 10,000 plus square feet. They're all right on the Nansemond River. So here's the Nansemond, just, stunning, stunning stuff, and nice big golf course here too. But then, it's right off of Harborview, and this is an area that has been growing and growing over the last, 20 or 30 years. So, now it has pretty much all the things that people want. So it's got your Starbucks, it's got a Sweet Frog, a Mexican place, it's got your Buffalo Wild Wings. It has the nice movie theater. So great little kind of counter service restaurants like Metza. First Watch is a fun little kind of breakfast and lunch place. And then there's just a lot of other things going on. If you're not familiar with Taste, this is a local chain. It's kind of a really kind of higher end sandwich shop, really nice, decent people, tap room, just great beer. It's kind of like you pour it off the wall. It's awesome. So a lot of really fun things to do. Town Bank has its whole main campus here. So you have this huge kind of town bank area with several buildings that are beautiful. And there's like some other things like Cisco, Hampton Roads is here, and just some other kind of just general companies. So there's a lot going on Harborview that has made this area really fun and a great area to live, and so you don't have to go too far. And then really just outside this area, you're going to get some of your things that are important, like your Walmart, TJ Maxx and Kohl's, PetSmart, Texas Roadhouse. So there's going to be other sort of it's a lot of chain type things. If you're looking for a little mom and pop, then this part of Suffolk is probably not going to be for you. But if you like, the things that you're used to, and if you lived in other parts of the country and you're looking for sort of some of the same sort of things, they're definitely going to have them here. Of course, there's Chick-fil-A, so everybody can be okay. So really, that's where the Riverfront is. And so from this point, why don't we hop in the car? I'm going to show you a little bit about what Harborview Boulevard looks like, and then we'll turn in to the Riverfront. And when we do, we're going to come in right through here. And this is where we'll start, is right kind of looking at these houses right here. We're out on Harborview Boulevard, and I really just wanted to show you this to give you an understanding of an idea of what it's like to kind of drive through the greater community while you're heading towards the riverfront. So this is a really well-maintained, fairly new development. So everything in here is only about 25 years old at the oldest. And you can see you have grocery stores like Lidl, you got, your kind of more like your chain type things like Marco's Pizza. And there's just a lot of the nice modern conveniences of being here. So like First Watch is a nice little restaurant. There's a place in there called Nothing Bundt Cakes that makes the most delicious bundt cakes in the history of mankind. So if you need about 10,000 calories of sugar a day, you can go there. But there's a lot more going on here. There's hospital systems, urgent care. There's a lot that's right here in Harborview. So this whole area is called Harborview. And there are real estate companies. There are a lot of services right here in the area that you can kind of tap into. So, and it's very nice to be just around a lot of new things. You got your Starbucks, your Subway, your Verizon. So you're going to have all those great things right there. Nice there's Taste. So that is one of the best sandwich shops in Virginia right there. And then nice hotel. So really there's just a lot right here. And let's get right into the community from here. So at this point, we are here in Harborview Boulevard, and we're just going to start off in this section because, one, it's probably, I would consider it the main entrance, but it's also, these are the oldest houses in the neighborhood. So this first section that we're going to see, these are homes that were built between about 2000 and 2003. And most of them are going to range in the about 2,700 to 4,500 square foot range. So these are, obviously, as you can see, some very nice size houses. There aren't a lot of smaller single family homes here in the riverfront. So we are going to see some condos and townhomes. So if you want to have lower square footage, you're going to probably be looking at those, because most of the single family homes that we're going to look at are going to kind of be up in this size range. And right now this, it is middle of 2023 as we're doing this, and prices in here, they're going to range from kind of the high 500s for those 2,700 to 3,100 square foot type homes, you can get up to the mid 700s for some of these 4,000 square foot homes in the area in this section. So as we go through this whole neighborhood, we'll talk about kind of the age of each little section that we go through and kind of what you get in each neighborhood. So there's a blanket HOA in Riverfront for $46, and so everybody pays that. And that's what it's going to be for all the single family homes that we look at. And then when we get into some of the condos and townhomes, you'll see that there are going to be additional fees on top of it. So in this tour, I wanted to show you as much of this neighborhood as I could. And at a certain point, I thought to myself that this would be, I could narrow it down to about, 15 to 20 minutes of footage, and that would do the neighborhood justice. But to be honest, especially if you're coming here from far away and you want to be able to see as much of it as possible, I thought it would just be best to show you as much of the neighborhood as I could. So this tour is going to end up being 40 minutes or so. So, you know, if you have certain sections that you want to see, you can kind of skip ahead. But we're working our way from kind of the southern end up to the northern end of the community. Now, as you can see, it is on a golf course, and I'll talk to you a little bit more about the golf course here in a second. And we are coming up on the clubhouse, or excuse me, on kind of the amenities. It's got the there's a clubhouse for the golf course, and there's the swim center with the pool and tennis courts and the water slides. And there were kids there, so I didn't want to get out of my car and get video and be the guy taking video of kids for YouTube. So I didn't get out of my car for this. We just did kind of a drive-by, but you can see there's kind of a lot going on in there, and it's a really fun place to be. So what we did is, after I left there, we kind of came along and went to the kind of the next neighborhood over. And what you're going to have here are homes that are about the same age. So these were started just after those other ones, but these are bigger. So this is section, the lowest here is 3,000 square feet, and some of these houses get up to 6,000 square feet. So, you know, larger homes, higher price range. So a lot of these bigger ones, you could easily be in the $800,000 to $1 million price range for the larger luxury homes. And then there are, in this section, we will go by a couple that even get to the water. And once you hit the water here in this neighborhood, you're looking at probably around $2 million as a starting price. So, and those homes are almost all very, very large that are on the water. So, you know, and I'll point out one when we get to it. So just a little bit about the golf course while we've got a minute here. So this is really it's a public golf course, so that's really important to know. And there are going to be a few different options here in terms of how you access the golf course. So as a public golf course, you can just go online. So I'll put a link in the description to the golf club, so that you can see how you like schedule and what all the membership dues are and everything. But you can play here for as low as $25 a round, and the highest price I've seen is $70. So anywhere between $25 and $70, and most times were about $40. So $40 to $50, that was pretty normal. So it's really not an expensive golf course to go to, considering how nice a place it is. Now, for memberships, their most expensive is their premium family, and that's for a family of 4, and that's $2,450 a year, or $220 a month. And that gives you unlimited green fees and unlimited range balls and a whole bunch of other things. So you can go check those out. And then they have a premier single that's $1,875. And another membership that's just a weekday only, that's $1,100. So you can, and then there are more as well, but I would probably guess that those are their most popular. So depending on what you're looking for, you can get a membership here at the course. You don't have to actually live in the neighborhood to do that, of course, but you can be there. And you know, and if you want to get on that golf course every day, if you know that you and your family like to be on the golf course regularly, you can go with that premier family package. And then there's also at the club, there's a cafe and there's a banquet room that you can rent out for weddings and parties, board meetings, whatever you need to do. If you need a nice place to rent out, that's going to be a good fit for you. So there are going to be times during this tour when we're driving for a pretty extended period of time, and I may not have too much to say because this is a big neighborhood and I decided to keep in as much of it as possible. So if I end up just kind of being quiet for a little bit at certain points and then jumping back in when necessary, that is on purpose, because we really are trying to show you the whole neighborhood, but I just don't necessarily have enough to say that takes up 40 minutes. So I am going to be quiet here for a minute. We're just going to let the music continue to play, and then I'll jump back in when I have something to add. Okay, so it's me again, and I really just wanted to point out as we head down this little cul-de-sac that this neighborhood is scattered with these great little parks and overlooks. So we're gonna kind of come around here and you're gonna see that there's a beautiful kind of overlook over the water right there, a little deer running down the hill. And so each neighborhood, or each part of the greater neighborhood, is gonna have its own little park or even big park that the people who are right there are so within like walking distance for everybody. So it really gives each area its own little piece of community that it can enjoy. And every part is really beautiful. So you're just gonna get these great little parks. There's a nice little public place in every part of the neighborhood. And I really love that. So it makes it so that each area has something really special to call its own. That one's particularly nice because it has the water view right there. Now, we are getting to some of the waterfront homes. These aren't the ones that we're gonna see at the very end where there's a huge stretch of them, but a couple of these are some really, really beautiful homes. And when we get to the end of this cul-de-sac, we're gonna see one that sold last July for 2.3 million. So it's this French eclectic, I would say, right there. That sold for 2.3 million in July of 2022. That's a 5269 River Club. So really beautiful, big property. So those waterfront homes, they do sell for quite a lot, and that was a full year ago. So certainly it's probably seen some appreciation since then. So this neighborhood overall, you know, you're just going to get these combinations of these big, beautiful waterfront properties, plus all the beautiful homes that we've been driving by for the last, 10 minutes or so while you've been able to look around and see kind of what the community looks like. And I think you're starting to get a good feel for the architecture, some of the options. So here's another beautiful park right there. Couldn't love that anymore, to be honest. So a lot of these just options here to be in this neighborhood. It's very well laid out. And we're going to kind of come up to the end of this section in just a minute. But you are starting to see some of the different architectural styles, 2-car, 3-car garages, what you need there, fenced in yards. You're starting to see some of what the options are in the neighborhood. So if you're looking for a certain design style, you'll know kind of what it's like here. And that's going to bring us up to our first set of condos. So these are townhomes. This is called Harbor Links. And while they are townhome style, they are condo ownership. And what you're going to find in these are 3 to 4 beds, and most of them are 2.5 baths. And they're going to range from about 1,400 square feet to 2,200 square feet. And because they are condos, you are going to have an additional fee on top of the $46 a month HOA fee. You'll have a condo fee of $195 a month. And that is going to cover some, ground maintenance, but also covers sewer and water and trash pickup. So you get a little bit for it. But whenever you're in a condo, you're just going to know that, the good thing about those is that your siding is covered by the association, roof is covered by the association. So those are things you're never going to have to worry about. But the inside of your home, your windows, your doors, those are things that you generally need to be able to insure. And right now, these are selling from anywhere between the high 3s to about the mid 400s, depending on the size. So really nice townhouse option. They're great because they are right by the kind of the pool and playground area. So even if you're here with kids, you'll be able to just kind of walk right out your door and bring the kids right over to all the amenities. In fact, you probably saw these kind of as we were coming out. So really nice townhouse section of the Riverfront. All right, and right outside of those is called Madison Place. And so the great thing about these, so you'll see they're all kind of like twin homes. So another term for not quite duplex, so 2 units together. But the great thing here is that these are all first floor living options. So if you're looking for more of a ranch style home, maybe you are at a point where you don't really want to do stairs anymore, this could be a great fit for you. And especially if you don't want to have to do, the 3,000, 4,000 square foot home. And here you can be down closer to 1,800, 2,000 square feet. And these are going to be mostly 3-bed, 2.5 bath. selling for the low to mid 400s right now and built in 2003, 2004. So these are going to be that option. I mean, maybe you even start in one of the big houses in the neighborhood and then you move down to one of these when you're ready, or if you have, you know, a parent who, it's not a 55 plus community, but it kind of has that feel to it. So it could be a good fit for anybody who still wants to be really active and, but doesn't necessarily want to, you know, have to do all the stairs and do all that kind of stuff. So really good fit for those kind of people. All right, we're going to get into the next single family section of the neighborhood, and you're going to start to see a little bit of a different style here because these were built in more like 2004, 2005. So, you know, it doesn't sound like that's that much different than 2000, 2003, but you really do see just a tiny bit of a difference. So maybe a little bit of a siding change, a little bit of, you know, architectural design, what we would call maybe like an elevation is the term. So you're going to see that kind of go up just a little bit, but most of what we're seeing here is going to be around 3,000 to 5,000 square feet. So these are, again, you know, considerable size houses. This section right here that we're looking at, we are going to, you're not really going to see any of the big, you know, 6,000 square foot homes, but still very, very nice, very big homes that are integrated well right here on the golf course. So you're gonna get some golf course lots and everything like that too. So pretty cool. But that's really about it. We're just gonna drive through and you can watch them, and I will catch back up with you in a couple minutes. All right, and as we drive past the golf course, we're going to come up on our next neighborhood. These are the Linkside Cove townhomes. And as you saw, a lot of them have the golf course view, but these are great. You're going to have they are condo ownership, just like the last set of townhomes. but these ones have a $370 a month condo due on top of the $46 HOA fee. So they are a little bit bigger. They're 1,800, 2,500 square feet, built between 2004 and 2006. And you're going to find 3 to 4 bed townhomes, and they're also going to be 2.5 to 3.5 baths. Currently, these are selling in the kind of like high 300s, low 400s, and this is just a great neighborhood. In fact, I sold one of these a long time ago to, actually I sold it for them, and since then I've helped this one family with quite a few transactions. So I always have a really good kind of feeling when I come into this neighborhood, because I have really great memories of working in here. So another really great spot to be if you want to be in the attached neighborhoods. You can see it has its own pool, so it does have its own amenities that are specifically just for this community. So that's one of the really nice features about being here in Lakeside Cove Townhomes. Right, and just outside of that, we are going to get to Harbor Point and Watchtower. So as you can see, these are going to be all larger homes. This isn't a really big section of the neighborhood, but again, these are going to be 4,000 plus square foot, and a lot of the bigger ones in here are going to go for the larger, more ornate homes, and they can go for 900,000 plus. So you're going to see a lot more. I would just say you're going to see a lot more detail on the interior of these homes, and you're going to see some upgrades in them. And that's kind of what sets them apart from some of the other similar sized homes in the previous neighborhoods that we've seen. These seem to be a little bit more custom, maybe have a few more kind of specialty items in them. So when you see them come up for sale, you'll see a little bit higher price point on them. But they are gorgeous, and so whatever price range you're looking to be in, those ones happen to be kind of a little bit at the high spot. So let's just drive through this area so you can see these beautiful homes. This is going to put us on a little stretch I just want to point out called North River Road. So it's actually just one little small section of this longer street, but it's a much different architectural design in this neighborhood, or I shouldn't say it's much different, but a little bit of a different feel, and it's this one kind of isolated road. So I like this neighborhood for anybody who doesn't want to be in a huge part of the subdivision. So it's one section, it probably has 25 houses on it, and it's right across the street from the park. And so like the main park in the community is right here. So you have this huge field, and we're going to go in there and I'll show you kind of a little bit, a couple of pans of what it looks like right in there. But I love that there's the parking right here, and there's playground, pavilion. And so, yeah, so here you go. This is kind of what it looks like here. You got the playground right there. And then you've kind of got this kind of stadium overlooking the lake. When I went by, there were a couple people fishing down there, so you can get down there and just go and really enjoy yourself in that beautiful, beautiful kind of pavilion area. So very, very impressive part of the neighborhood. So as we keep kind of going through, we're going to be kind of heading a little bit closer to the river, and this is the other pool area. Again, I wanted to get in there, but it was a beautiful day. As you can see, there are people in there, so I didn't really want to get out in there and take a bunch of video of people swimming in the pool. But just know this section of the neighborhood has its own pool as well. So a bunch of different options there, so you don't have to go to that main pool with all the playground and everything. I think that pool is probably a little bit quieter and maybe a little bit more kind of adult focused. Okay, and this is going to bring us down closer to the waterfront. So we're making our way down closer to the water, and these are going to be newer homes starting between about 2007, and they're still building to today. So you can get into this neighborhood. There's a couple of lots left, and it looks like they're finishing them out. But and usually you're looking at anything that's not waterfront, 3,000 to 6,000 square feet. And some of the newer homes are around 600,000 for the smaller in quotes ones, up to about 1.2 million for anything kind of not on the water. So really just newer, beautiful homes. We're going to start our drive through here. You can see different style, that's almost more like kind of a farmhouse look. So you are going to get the, and here's, a lot. So there are a few opportunities to build right this moment. Doesn't mean that they'll be around too much longer. So we can always look into those if that's something that you're interested in. So again, turn it over to the music and drive through this section of the neighborhood. All right, and now this is gonna be the gables. So very different feel here. This is, we're on the back side of it and we're gonna turn into it in a second, but these are, some of these are attached, some are detached single families. They all, even the single family, they're all condo ownership. So they do have an extra $305 a month condo due on top of them, but they are, there's $305 for the attached and $181 for the single family, I should say. So if you get one of the single family units in here, it is, about $125 cheaper per month. Now, very, very different style. These almost have like a modern Cape Cod sort of look to them. A lot of dormers. You're going to kind of get that, a lot of the angled looks to them. So really very, very different than what you see in the rest of the neighborhood. So, and obviously you're getting a lot of color in here, a lot of blues and reds and things like that. So really, really pretty neighborhood. And most of these are selling, the detached are selling in the upper 400s, low 500s right now, and the attached ones are selling kind of like anywhere in the 400s. And in this neighborhood, you'll find homes that range between about 2,200 to 3,600 square feet. So these are kind of your, they're still nice size, but they're not enormous. Now, down the street, they're actually building another section of this. It's the one part of the neighborhood that I don't think we get to in our tour today. So it's called Rivergate, and they're just finishing up building in there, but it's fairly similar to this. I didn't think it was necessary quite to get there since we were looking at these. So it's the one section we don't quite see today. But River, the gables, very, very cool. And then you come right out of it and you're, back into the big, beautiful single family homes. Okay, now we're heading into what's called Water's Edge, and this is another kind of condo, townhouse neighborhood. So I had mentioned there are homes as small as 1 bed, 1 bath, around 900 square feet. Those are in here. So you can get as low as those up to, 2 bed, 2.5 bath, kind of around 1,300 square foot homes. So these are all fairly small places. For the most part, some of them are larger in the 1,700 to 1,900 square foot range. So there is a bit of a range to them, but most of them are on the smaller end. Now those small ones that are like 1 bed, 1 bath, those are selling for about $185,000. If you get up to the 1,300s, those are mid 200s. And if you do happen to get up into one of the bigger homes in this community, you're going to be in the low 300s as of mid 2023. So another great option for attached living and to be here in the waterfront. And then that's going to bring us into what's called Sunfall. Now, this is another interesting neighborhood. Around the perimeter are going to be kind of single family homes, and then the interior are attached. And so those detached homes around the perimeter, those sell for around $500,000, and the attached homes are going to be kind of anywhere from $330,000 to the low $400,000s. There's quite a price range on the attached depending on what you get. But these were all built in 2016 to 2021, so they're pretty new. They've got a cool look to them. And this is right down at the end of the road that has all the big waterfront kind of mansions on it. So, you leave this community and you're hit with 7,000 square foot homes right off the bat. So really, really, really neat. And you can be here around 1,700 square feet to really up over 3,300 square feet. There are some bigger homes around the perimeter of this neighborhood. So kind of another really interesting and very different feel than the other parts of the community. And that's going to bring us to what I'm sure everyone really wants to see, and that's our final stretch of homes for the day, because right now we are down along the water. And now these are the homes that are across the street from the water, but this is going to be our largest collection of houses that are going to be in the 5,000 to 11,000 square foot range. So as we get down here to the cul-de-sac, we'll turn through the cul-de-sac and you're immediately going to see a couple of homes that are 10,000 plus square feet. So they're going to be right here on the water. And now, as we drive up the other way, we'll eventually get to 4023 River Park, which is a 5-bed, 5 full bath, 2 half bath, 7,100 square foot home that is currently on the market for just under $3 million. So, you're seeing a couple of homes here. There's kind of had to navigate through a lot down here. There had some construction things going on today. So, had to get through that. But you're just looking at homes that are all, $2 million, $3 million properties on the Nansemond River. Huge open water, access right out to the Chesapeake Bay. Some of the best fishing in all of the Mid-Atlantic. So really special place to be, and really big, beautiful homes. So right here, this is the 4023 that's on the market for just under $3 million. And then we have the park for this neighborhood. Oh my gosh, is it beautiful. Let's get some closer video here for you so you can take a look at it. Now, you can get right down to the water. That pier, you do need a code to get through there. But if you are thinking about a waterfront property here, here's an idea of what you get. We actually did this video right after the Canadian fires that brought the smoke down through the East Coast. So you probably will remember that. And so it was a little hazy that day. It was kind of the last day of that smoke moving out of the area. But look at these gorgeous homes here right along the water. This is some of the best living in all of Hampton Roads. Absolutely stunning properties left and right. And really, if you're looking for premier property, this is it. The first time I saw this house, I thought it might be a hotel. It is quite the property. So you are looking at some of the best homes in southeastern Virginia when you're here on this stretch in the riverfront. So that's it for today's tour. We're going to be wrapping it up right now. I hope you enjoyed our tour today of the riverfront. If you have any comments or questions, you can leave those in the comments below. Then check out the description. I'll put a link to anything that's actively for sale today, including that $3 million mansion that we drove by along the water. So you'll be able to check that listing out too. And then when you're ready, give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email. My team and I are here, and we would absolutely love to help you out with your move. And in the meantime, don't forget to like this video, share it with anybody else you know who may be making a move to the area, and of course, subscribe to this channel. Again, my name is David Tortellini. I'm with eXp Realty. Thanks so much for watching.